Good morning. Um, it's my pleasure to be here. My name is Maria Peña, and I'm going to be sharing with you the invaluable path of becoming a great teacher. This is my experience during my teaching practicum, too. You can find the outline of this presentation, which is going to be starting with context, then materials used, challenge and experiences, after lesson learned, and finally evidences. The context in which I was carrying out my teaching practicum was Centro de Idiomas, which is located in Universidad de Córdoba in Monteria City in Colombia. The group I was managing was grown-ups 3, and this institution is guided and is directed by teacher Delia, which is, of course, my assessor, my mentor, my teacher during this teaching practicum too. This institution is well recognized nationally. It's been given many awards um, acknowledging the work they've been doing through the teaching, English teaching. As we can see here, there are people there with all ages. So they manage all levels of English and all level of ages. So it's a very diverse place. They normally take classes in presence, but due to COVID-19 issues, they've been delivering classes online through synchronous meetings um, on Meet or on Zoom, and it's a very interactive class. And I'm very grateful um, for having this opportunity to experience my teaching practicum with them. This is one of the evidences of my synchronous meeting. As we can see, there is a considerable amount of people, and all of them are very different. And this is what makes it the most valuable. This is what makes it the most meaningful, because you can find all types of personalities. You can find all types of ways of thinking, all types of opinions. So it's very nutritive. Let's say it can contribute me and it can contribute to my career learning from them. So this was my group. In the corner we have Professor Teacher Gustavo Ospina, which was my my mentor, the one that is in front of this class. So I'm very grateful also for his collaboration. These are some of the materials I used. This is a we I used lesson plans. I used in this case I didn't use learning guides, but I can consider the book as a learning guide because all of the exercises and activities were there. Materials designed by me, web resources such as YouTube, and formative assessment papers. In many cases, we normally use like a rubric, but in this case, I tried to be more creative. So I used Padlet, which is an online platform in which you can write and you can share opinions with others. So that was one of my activities. More of the sources I use, web sources, YouTube, materials I use. We can find here some screenshots of the slides that I use to share this material or content with the students. Some of the challenges and experiences I gained during this teaching practicum was to face adversity and also to try to create something positive out of it. In this case, one of them was connectivity. As we can see in the picture I showed before, um, there were many people from different levels of English, from different status of life in Monteria. So not all of them have the same quality of resources such as internet. And some of them don't even live in Monteria. So it is very important for us as teachers to learn and to acquire this kind of flexibility and empathic sense, so we can be flexible and understanding with them, by noticing that not all of them are in the same, um, or well, not all of them have the same resources. So we provide these facilities, or we are facilitators for them to acquire the knowledge, not thinking about the differences that they have among themselves. Another one was the diversity of learning and the learning styles and personalities of the students, which is very much obvious, and which I consider myself is the diversity that is the most important, because this is what contributes us to grow as teachers, to grow as humans, and to share these wonderful ideas that all of us have about different things. So we are not the teachers only to teach, but teachers also to learn. Another thing that was a challenge was to keep the attention of students, but this also made me understand more that it's not really about trying to keep them all looking at you the whole time, but to make them feel involved in the classroom. So we all know that human beings have a certain time to keep the focus, and even more kids, because kids can get distracted very easily. So we need to, as teachers, understand this and use this factor into our, how can I say that, into our favor. So we can use this to create more active activities or tasks, um, like more dynamic, and we need to be really innovative in this case, because kids can get bored easily, and it's English, so it's not really easy to learn another language. So it's very important that we use these challenges. In my case, I try to use these challenges and convert them into experience for me to go farther in my career. I use this picture because I consider that this is the growth that I've been gaining during this course and during my career, during this degree. I started being a little warm, and now I feel like I can just put my wings out, and I can fly away, and I can share these experiences and this knowledge I've been gaining, and share with everybody, and contribute to the society, to the schools, communities, and even to the country. Why not? And also, I think this is one, like a representation of what we as teachers, as leaders, we need to do. We need to transform. We need to use these adversities, these challenges, and these things that are normally considered negative, and transform them into positive, or into bridges that can help people to improve, and to um, transform these realities into something well worth living. So this is the lesson that I learned, to transform things. This is some of the evidence of my synchronous meeting, which I am really grateful to have experienced. And well, I think this is also some of the lesson plans, as we can see in the first picture. Some of the lesson plans that we have to develop, the paperwork, which is also important, because without being organized, not really um, it is not really good to be in front of a classroom, because we don't know what we're going to be facing. So it's better to be prepared. So in the second picture, some of the warm up activities. And in the third picture, we can find some of the resources I use, such as slices in PowerPoint. And that was my experience. I think it's very different to face these virtual experiences than the with, I mean, in comparison with the experience person to person. But yet, it's wonderful, and it's been wonderful for me to um, gain these uh, spectacular moments for my career. And thank you so much, teacher, for being there to guide us. And that's it. Thank you very much.